All right, viewer, I got some more dystopia in the UK for you. Let's see what's going on over here. This was posted by Joe Rogan's podcast. He says UK police officer, quote, "You're not allowed to sing church songs outside of church grounds, by the way," unquote. Let's check this out.
Religion you're allowed to do anywhere.
No, miss, you're not
You
allowed
are.
to sing
You are.
church
You are.
songs outside of church grounds, by the way.
You're
No
not allowed to
church
sing
song.
songs outside.
Inside the church or church.
No church songs outside of church grounds.
You're not allowed to.
That's fine. That's
You're not
fine.
allowed. She just said you're not allowed to sing church songs outside of church.
Our church outside the church grounds, unless you have unless
That's
you
a
be
load of rubbish.
authorized by the
You're
church to
allowed.
do this kind of stuff.
Are you saying that you don't care about the Human Rights Act? You're not.
She sticks her tongue out? What the heck? Oh my gosh. Doesn't care. Doesn't care. Meanwhile, while they're telling Christians they can't preach the Bible, they'll get arrested. They can't sing. They'll get harassed by the police. Need permission from the church. Oi, you got a permit for that hymnal? You got a license to sing that gospel song? Meanwhile, this is over. Is Bridget Gabriel, Manchester went from 9% Muslim in 2001. That's too high already. That's crazy that it was that high back in 2001. Back up to 22% in 2021. It says Christians collapsing 62% to 36%. And wow, okay, 122,962 Muslims out of the population of 551,900. Okay, let's check out the clip. Manchester. Oh, they can do that. You'd think that this would upset the women's liberation. Seeing all these women in Western countries having to cover up because it's immoral for them to show their hair, show their heads. And some Muslims would go even showing their faces, right? Because some places they got them totally covered up. And different levels of morality. Maybe you can show your face without sinning. Where are the radical feminists? They're off holding signs, welcoming, going more. Please send more refugees, more migrants. You got to empty out Africa and the Middle East into little England and France. It's like if this was actually a Middle Eastern country, then like fine, they can have the country. They colonized through war, took over, destroyed Christian communities through the Middle East, took over the Middle East, took over Africa, tried to take Europe until the Crusades stopped them. Massive cause of slavery in the world because of Islam. And yeah, so I mean, but I don't believe in the whole like repenting for the ancestors kind of stuff as the left wants here. I don't think that they need to do land acknowledgments because they're not going to, and who cares? And that's just kind of like it's just kind of a mockery to those people. Like, I mean, the Muslims conquered the lands; they have the lands, but right now, what they're doing is just conquering by another means. I mean, that's a pretty easy way to conquer a place, to just have the place open the doors to you and go, come on in, and then even shape the laws to, or the enforcement of the laws to actually favor them. Go, kind of do whatever you want. And, if anybody says anything about it or to you, just call them racism, and they'll then the police will put the British people in the clink, lock them up, and then import even more Muslims. So that's wild that this is Manchester. I mean, millions need to go back. These people have their own countries. If they want to make their countries great, They should figure out how to do that. Going and taking England and taking Europe through mass migration and reproduction is just, I mean, I suppose it's very clever. The leftist Marxists, I think, are hoping that they'll, um, that the second generation, they get the first generation with the mass migration and the welfare. I think they're hoping that they can indoctrinate the second and third generations into being little communists too. That they would maybe just have token Islam, like Sadiq Khan, like the mayor, like Mamdani here in New York. They got kind of token Islam. They still got tribal favoritism to the religion, but really they're probably very really like socialist materialists, progressives at heart, and they just kind of use Islam when it's needed, get votes from that population. But then out the other side of their mouth, they're supporting all kinds of woke liberal sorts of things. So I think that's the agenda. Is really they figure that through the school systems they'll indoctrinate the next generation. Of course, I think that these people have their own plans in mind. They will teach their children to be good Muslims, to favor Islam, to favor their own tribal peoples, and that if Britain can't get a handle on this and deport a lot of people, that it's how can it not get messy in the years to come? Where has this happened in the world where you've got extremely different cultures colliding together, wanting very different things? And one culture is going, well, the British white culture is going, well, they're evil and need to be repentant and worried about air conditioning and climate change. And the other culture coming in, the Islamic culture, the Middle Eastern culture, and North African culture is coming in going like, yeah, we'll take it. We'll take the free stuff you give us. Oh, you're telling us we have special rights and privileges and things? We'll take it. Oh, you tell us that we can call you racist and shut you down and get you sent to jail, and that you can't speak and you can't sing in the street while we can do whatever the heck we want, and that you'll actually cover up our crimes while getting on people for their darn air conditioning. Like, why wouldn't you come there? Like where the incentive is, it's going to be used. And so the leftists of Europe, of Britain, have incentivized just the they've incentivized this, they've just incentivized the destruction of their own culture and nation, and they think it's a good thing. They think there should be more of it. They think it's a problem to call it out. And that's just it's a biblical level of insanity. I mean, it's basically people abandon God, they abandon the truth. The farther they go away from it, they lose their minds. This is the kind of stuff of like Isaiah and Jeremiah, that God warning basically, you abandon God and your country is going to just crash and burn into insane and self-destructive policies and destructive leadership. And that is what Britain is unfortunately facing, and it's happening across the Western world. So anyway, what do you think about that? You can't be singing in public a Christian song, but it's okay for the country to be taken over by Islam and for them to publicly chant, practice things, do whatever. It's almost like there's a two-tier system. Oy vey. Those are my thoughts. Those are some random thoughts. Okay. If you like this kind of thing, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Please let me know in the comment section below what you think of this.